Hi, everybody, and welcome to a double round week. A week that a lot will gonna be clearer. A decisive week for the playoffs. Um, it's gonna be a big battle all around. We last week, most of the results were what we were expected. I would say the highlights was, of course, the big Greek derby where Olympiacos won against Panathinaikos in not an amazing game to watch, but a quite tactical game. And now both teams are tied at the fourth position with Fener. That they had a record for the most three-pointers ever scored in Euroleague with 24 three-pointers in the game against Valencia. They also had their personal, the team record for the most points in a EuroLeague game by Fener. And their opponent, as we also mentioned in the last video, Valencia, they are having potentially a tough schedule ahead, and they seem to be struggling. You can see the last 10 games, they have only 3 wins. So Bayern, they are just on the tail, and actually this is one of the games that will be very decisive, as we were saying. So Valencia is hosting FC Bayern Munich in Spain, and these teams are tied at the 10th position with Partizan. On the first game, it was only 1 point win for Bayern. So whoever wins this game for more than 1 point actually has also the upper hand in terms of a tie there between these two teams. And finally, from the last round, I think another shocker from ASVO at home. If you remember some previous rounds, they won against FS. And now they won against
Milano.
They won against Milano, and now they won against FS. And funnily enough, both of these teams are tied, and both of these teams are struggling, and they are really hot on getting a win to get them closer to the play-in. So I think what the big highlight right now in these double round fixtures is pretty much everything between position 10 to position 14, and we will have a more clear picture of who is actually leaving this fight after this week.
I agree, and as you will see now, also the games. To me, it's a very, very crucial double round week for Partizan. They play 2 home games, so both games are must-win games for Partizan. But unfortunately, they will miss a key player, probably, and I mean about Zach Ledey, because his father passed away. So he traveled from Barcelona directly to the US, didn't go back to Serbia. So, versus Baskonia and versus Real Madrid, to lose such quality player, it might hurt the team. However, it's both home games. We know the crowd will back the team, and I believe it will be 2 big games to watch.
Actually, I want to add to that. It's gonna be also a big game for Baskonia, because in any case, if they can make an away win there, they're actually having a big gap to the 10th position, and they make the whole race more, let's say, more secure for now. Because we should remember also that we are going into round 30, right? So we only have like 4 games left after that till the end of the season. So you play the 30, and then there are 4 games to finish the regular season. So and the other thing I wanted to add for Partizan about Ledey, I don't know whether he will lose also the second one. I guess he most probably will lose the Baskonia for sure.
Yeah, we don't have any update. We just know that he traveled to the US directly, and the team gave him, leave when the news were out there. So, maybe this also will give some motivation for the rest of the players. Because, in my opinion, one player that needs to step up big time is Kevin Panther. He needs to step up. He's not the same player compared to last year, but this double round week he needs to step up. He has the quality, he has the talent. He is one of the best scorers in EuroLeague. No doubt about this.
And Dozier needs to
Mhm.
step up as
Yes.
well. Dozier needs to step up as well. And I think perhaps someone, most probably Kaminsky or Kaboko, they need to try to, play for the day as well, right?
Yeah, we didn't say, but before we move on, also we have to share our condolences to Zach Ledey. But let's see. Hopefully, he's back for the game versus Real Madrid. But I believe will be two good games to watch. The Partizan home games. Also, you see on the we have the Fenerbahce versus Barcelona. That's on the 20th of March. Again, Fenerbahce is coming from a big scoring night versus Valencia. So it will be nice to watch if they do it again, or if Barcelona has the defensive mentality, let's say, to stop Fenerbahce. Again, it's the team with only one defeat at home, and right now they're just rolling. They're playing very convincingly, and it's just like a well-oiled machine right now, Fenerbahce.
And the point difference, I think, was at the first game 8 points for Fener.
I think so.
So they have this advantage. Sorry, for Barcelona.
For Barcelona, yeah, for Barcelona.
Barcelona. So Fener, they need to win by 9. They are now 2 wins behind Barca, but we have to think about also potential ties, and this tiebreaker will be more than points win for Fener. And just talking about Barcelona, the game below, just the one at 6 here on this timeline, is Monaco versus Milan, and Monaco is the most hot team right now. So if they win and Barca loses, I think they actually catching up on wins for the second position.
Yes, and also if you see, Monaco has 2 home games in round 30 and 31. So, and Barcelona has 2 big away games versus Fenerbahce and then versus Panathinaikos. So potentially we might see Monaco on the second place after this double round week. Let's see the coach suggestions that we have. So is the most expensive, if I'm not mistaken, is Chus Mateo from Real Madrid. They're playing away versus Alba Berlin, but Real, after 2 defeats versus Panathinaikos and Fenerbahce, they won versus Virtus, an away game. So it seems that the team is starting to get back, and versus Alba, they will have also the motivation to prove that we are back, let's say, after this short period of defeats in EuroLeague. Also, another coach that we recommend is Odet Katash from Maccabi. You see, Maccabi is playing versus Asvel at home. They need to win in order to keep climbing in the standings, or to be on the same position and not go down. So even Asvel won versus FS, Maccabi has the talent and the quality to overcome Asvel and get a W. Um, any other coach recommendation, Bill?
I think there is another one that is very, very tricky and potentially very, um, let's say, dangerous to choose. So we were thinking about Monaco and Saso Bradovic versus Milan. The way that Milan is playing is not convincing. So you would think that it would be an easy one, but we have to remember the caliber of players that Armani Milano has, and it seems like Milano can do like a couple of very bad games that like you don't believe your eyes and suddenly do an amazing game. So you don't know whether suddenly the big names there, Mirotic, Seals, or Napier, they just suddenly click and they do a huge upset. I don't know. So usually we would say Saso Bradovic as the third option, but we are a little bit hesitant to do that. So we'll stick to the two suggestions for the first part. Unless you think otherwise.
No. I agree. It's Armani this year is very unpredictable. Very unpredictable. I mean, just if you make a scenario now, let's say Armani goes and win versus Monaco, then the next in round 31 they're playing versus Fenerbahce. It's one of the games that one of the games that you need to watch in round 31. So suddenly, let's say in this scenario, Armani has the possibility of having a 2-0 in a double round week with 2 Ws. So then there will be big players in the standings if they get 2 Ws. But as you said, and I agree with this, now it's more on the ego of the players, because they have big players, Mirotic, Shields, Meli. They're big players. I mean, and they have played in so many crucial games in Euroleague. But now you need to point on their ego if you need to get to the playing tournament.
Yeah, you already touched on the second part of this double round week. So 21st and 22nd of March, I think the game that there are two games potentially that stand out for me. One is Partizan versus Real that we mentioned earlier, for the obvious reasons of the position that Partizan is right now, so the necessity for them to win that game. And then the next is Panathinaikos versus Barcelona, because of how close they are at the standings, and they're both trying to secure home court advantage. So do you remember what was the result of the first game?
You mean Barcelona Panathinaikos?
Yes.
I think Barcelona won by 14 points. I don't remember the exact score, but the difference was 14, 12. 13, yes.
So it was actually 8 points. So 80-72 for Barca. So it's actually an 8-point advantage then, if what we have here is correct. So 3rd of November. So
Panathinaikos needs to win by 9 in this case.
Yes, so Panathinaikos needs to win by 9 in this case. And then we have, I think, a couple of other important games. Virtus playing away. Valencia potentially in need of a win, and Bayer as well, especially after the first part of this double round fixtures, Valencia Bayern, we will know a lot about what teams are really heading for. So in this double round week, we start for coaches with Mijatovic from FS versus Alba. So you see the pattern here. Against the unfortunately the bottom team of the league. Now that's also all depending on the first part. You see the play at home versus Olympiacos. For them is another do or die game. But if they win that means they're getting versus Olympiacos, they're getting really hot into the race of the 10th position to get them, a chance for getting the playoffs through play-in. So if they win, I think then you would think that this is a must, very cheap option for a coach.
That's true. Also, then, as you see, we have Olympiacos playing at home versus Asvel. Again, Asvel has 2 away games, tough games versus Maccabi and Olympiacos. So, Coach Bertzokas is another option to choose in round 31. As coach, we believe Olympiacos will get the W and continue getting victories. And also,
the last vote.
And also we have from Monaco, Sasa Brlic. They're playing versus Valencia. The quality of Monaco is one that shows also on the standings. So we believe Mike James will have potentially big game, and also Monaco will get another W in their quest to get the number 2.
And Okobo on the second part of the season playing very well and very convincing. So in general, Monaco as a team, I think, is clicking now. It's just Lloyd's situation that is a little bit strange. He's still been sidelined.
I agree. So I agree with you. Okobo is just rolling in the last rounds. But yes, Jordan Lloyd. If Jordan Lloyd was healthy, then imagine if Monaco had also Lloyd's option at guard. But let's see when he will be back, and at what status.
Yeah, hopefully he's back on his usual great status, playing status. So I think we can move on and just have a look at our own teams, and I will start with AlleyOopDunks, our main team. We had a soccer, of course, with the coach selection. Actually, I would say we weren't even expecting just 10 points. We were expecting at least 20 or north of 20. So that was a big hit there for us. So already, you could have been around 180, 175, but you are down to 150. The swap Larkin for James proved to be a good one because James didn't have a great game, but Larkin gave us 19 points. Avramovic great game with 25 fantasy points, and Baldwin as a captain, 46 points. Monek great game versus Milan. Ebolo Boy satisfactory 15 points. Again, this keeps happening. I think for many of us, we had Lovren actually not playing the game, but unannounced. So nobody knew whether something was wrong with him or not. He was just sitting at the bench. And I think even the commentators of Euroleague just weren't sure whether he would play or not. So there you go. This is kind of the lucky factor. So we didn't have the luck with our side on that. And then Sederkis, Marinkovic, and Biberovic, quite okay fantasy points from the bench, especially Biberovic with around 16.5 points. Yes.
Yeah.
So with that, we are moving to round 30. Since we had that soccer with coach, we decided we're gonna spend our money for some safe points. So we gave 11.7 to get choose Matteo for Mijatovic that we had before. So we had to sacrifice a little bit Larkin. So James before Larkin now. So we have to sacrifice that to have enough money for the coach. But we believe that Matteo 20 points is probably, more a better reward for the money versus 20 points from Larkin or James when both of them they are north of 19 credits. So just with 11.7, we believe Matteo is a very solid selection. Then we hope that Lovren is okay, so that's something we keep an eye. So we keep him in our team. We keep, of course, Moneke and Sedekerskis on a very difficult game, but they don't have Ledey, so it's another factor to think about. We keep also Marinkovic, so full on Baskonia on a very difficult game. On the other hand, we have Avramovic. We keep in Avramovic as well. And we keep in, of course, our captain Baldwin. We keep in Boloboy. And we keep in Biberovic, that he's been brilliant lately in a tough game. But, with his credits, we got him around 4 point something, around the 26 or 27, I think. And he's been very productive. So, although a difficult game is coming up, they're playing at home. And we hope he's going to get this 15, 20, 25 minutes that he's getting lately. So we're keeping him with 5.2, seems a very good option. So the two changes we did was upgrading our last forward, that was Kalaitzakis, to Hanka. So that cost us like 2.1 more credit. So that's another save we made from Larkin there. And then we got Okobo as the other guard. We mentioned earlier Okobo that he's playing well in the second half of the season. So as you can see, from 23rd, we have to remind here that you see 20 and 21st fixture is out, and that was a disciplinary action, I think.
An internal matter. Yeah, internal matter.
For internal. Exactly, at the team. And then he seems that he came back motivated, highly motivated. You can see from 23rd up to 29, with the exception of the game at Barca, he had double digits and north of 15 points. So for 15 fantasy points up to 26.4. Probably with Milan, he needs to bounce back on the minus he had at the first time around, and we hope that will be the case here with his recent form. So we think it's gonna be a decent selection. So captain is Baldwin, and then that's one of the main reasons we got Okobo, so we can have with these credits with 11.7 potential captain if Baldwin doesn't get the points we hope he does. Any comments from you, Konstantinos, or should we move to the other team?
No, I think this team is very loaded, and due to that factor, we didn't make a lot of changes. And also, as you mentioned, we wanted to spend more on the coach. So that's why you just see two changes, player changes, and coach, Matteo, as an option. But let's see our second team.
That was an unlucky one.
That was unlucky because, as you see, we didn't make even 100 points, but we had James with less than 10 fantasy points, Pander with 8, and on top of that we had the coach with -5. So out of these two players and the coach, you see that we didn't get that many points. So
and I think Lesort 14 is quite low for him, isn't it?
Yes, so also
it's the lowest actually that I can see from 19, with the exception of the Maccabi game.
So only good performances was Scotty Wilbekin and Clyburn as a captain, gave us 32. Other than that, as you see, not such a great round for us. So we move on to round 30. As you see, we choose here Coach Katash. That Maccabi is playing versus Asvel, as we said. So here we went with a cheaper coach because we wanted to spend more on the players, and that's what we did. As you see, we brought in Mirotic instead of Clyburn. Not because Clyburn is not performing at the moment, but we believe Mirotic will have a big game in this round. Then we brought in Slukas instead of Pander. We believe that if Panathinaikos wants to win, they need a good Slukas versus Crvena Zvezda. He needs to bounce back from the game versus Olympiacos. He had two big games versus Real Madrid and Asvel, and unfortunately, Crvena Zvezda is having a lot of injured guards at the moment. Today in ABA League, only Smart and Nedovic played. So also keep that factor into the table. If they just have two guards, then Slukas will have an opportunity to have a big game as well. Then we brought in Pradea instead of Pleiss. Pradea is one of the centers that, as you see, with less than 5 credits, but always gives something back. So, as you see, in the last 3 games, gives 9, 7, 7 fantasy points. And with this value, I mean, you can spend more on another position and just have Pradea. He gets the playing time, definitely. Also, the team announced that Brandon Davis will not play in this double round week. So that means Pradea will get the playing time in both games. And these are the changes we made. As you see, we kept Mike James. He will bounce back from a bad game versus Alba. Of course, we'll begin. He gave us 23 fantasy points, so he stayed as well. And you see in this team, more players are playing in turn 2 of round 30, and we have mainly Asvel players and Schneider from Alba from turn 1, and we chose Ndeye as captain in the turn 1, and then turn 2 we have so many options: James, Mirotic, Wilbekin, Lesor, Slukas. We have so many options to choose to have as a captain.
Let's say we are starting the round with our bench.
That's true. Because what matters in basketball is who ends the game, not who starts the game.
Yeah.
But these are the changes we made, and this is our, let's say, development team, and the changes we made. Any comment, Bill, for this team?
No, we shall see. I think Katas with 6.7 potential is a good pick.
I agree. And let's say we hope to enjoy this double round week, the last double round week of Euroleague. You know, it seems like yesterday that the Euroleague started, and I don't know how fast time flies.
Just wanted to say this season, so it's not like they stopped.
No. Yeah, this season. And you know, going closer to the end of the regular season, the most exciting period starts with the playoffs. But before that, enjoy this double round week, and hopefully we will see some exciting and big games.
Enjoy the games, guys.